Everyone, back into April's CFS 6 months look ahead. We're going to use the CFS V2 model for the United States today to look ahead for the next 6 months. Now, I have to say, this is just for fun. Please don't take this too seriously. The charts are there, so we might as well use them. But it's by no means certain. We're using just one model, and we're going ahead 6 months. So it is quite questionable what we're doing. But as I said, the charts are there, so might as well use them. Might as well see what they're showing. But it is just for fun, just for amusement purposes. Maybe the first couple of months, 2 or 3 months, there is some merit in it. But as we go further out beyond that, in towards, I mean, this update is going to take us to October. So as we're going out towards August, September, October, much uncertainty has got to abound with this update. But we'll have a look at it, and I hope you enjoy it. So, but before I get on with that, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all of the pages at gaswebs.com. Have a browse through the widgets. The widget sits just underneath the weather video here on the home page. Have a browse through it, and if you see any articles that you're interested in, just click through it. And because you're going from GasOffice to where that article is, we get a revenue fee on what you're doing. And thanks so much for doing that. There's also video ads on most pages. Say open out within the content. Really cool. They open out within the content. You watch them only around 20-30 seconds, and then they close up again and go away. So please give the video ads a quick watch. Again, you're helping to support the website when you do that. All these things are essentially paying for GasOffice, so they allow me to hit and talk to you via the website. Thanks so much for getting involved, and thanks for doing that. Just say about the comments, the comment box is now closed on the homepage, but I've opened a chat room. So if you want to comment on this video or just generally chat about the weather, just go to the link which is sitting underneath the video here on the homepage. Click that, it'll take you off to the chat room, and you'll be able to post your comments about this video or about the weather or whatever you want to talk about. Really, we're quite loosely moderated, but of course, don't go too off topic. But yeah, go to the chat room and see what's going on there if you want to leave a comment. Right, let's get on with CFS 6 months look ahead, and we'll start off with the 700 millibar height anomalies first of all. Then we'll have a look at the corresponding temperature and precipitation charts that go with that. So I'm going to start off with May. Now in theory, May, June should be the most reliable part of this. I mean, it gets more unreliable as we go further out until we reach a point of 5 or 6 months away where we really are doing it just for fun. So this is what it's showing for May. Have a ridge of high pressure, above average heights really, but that extrapolates high pressure sitting to the north of Scotland, stretched out from Iceland to Scandinavia. Low pressure off the eastern seaboard of the United States, the jet stream is probably going something like that. It's splitting around this ridge actually, so I think what could well be going on there is that we're bringing a little bit of energy in from the Atlantic like that, really running underneath the ridge. So whilst you will think that's probably not too bad with high pressure up to the northeast, actually it could be relatively unsettled that with the flow going generally underneath it of the Atlantic and possibly bringing some cloud around. So we'll have a look at the precipitation and temperature on soils that go with these 500 millibar height anomalies in a moment. As we go through to June, we've got low pressure in the Atlantic. We also have quite a strong ridge of high pressure there over Scandinavia, and you can see that over here as well, stretching back into Scandinavia. Bit of an east-west battle going on there. I think we're bringing the low pressure in off the Atlantic, but we've also got this ridge that's trying to dominate weather to the east. So battleground UK, really, that would be a very interesting chart actually, if that was say December or January. As it is, it's June, so it could go either way. Now, what could happen with that is that we could bring up some sort of southerly flows, maybe the risk of some thunder, possibly with that. So, yeah, that could be quite an interesting one for June. Now we go through to July, and of course confidence is falling now, but July really not good at all. Look at this, we've got a trough of low pressure being parked right over top of the UK, and quite a lot of northern blocking as well, these yellow colours to the north of Scandinavia and going up to Greenland. Also the jet stream, well, not great, it's running through or maybe a little bit to the south of the country with that, so probably on the cool side of the jet, or certainly running the jet through the country, and it's unsettled as well with that low pressure, no doubt providing quite a bit of rain. That's a poor chart for July. I've had two good Julys in 2013, 2014. If this is right, CFSV2 right, July 2015 will not be continuing that run of good Julys that we've had for the past 2 years. As we go through into August, well, you will look at it and think that's not too bad, but again, it sort of hints of northern blocking. The pressure is fairly high up over Iceland, and it stretches back to the north of Scandinavia. As I've explained in other videos, long-range videos, blocking to the north is never a good signal in summer, because whilst it doesn't really show it, what's actually happening here is that the jet stream is running underneath, and I think there'd be some sort of anomalous trough of low pressure sitting here across eastern parts of the UK, probably down towards France and Central Europe, with the jet stream running through. So not great for August. It's not quite as bad as July, excuse me, as July, I don't think, but still not great signals for August. We move through into September, and this is what it's showing for September. Very, very similar. Again, northern blocking here around Greenland, going to the north of Scandinavia. And again, I think we're probably running the jet stream through the country like that. So once more, whilst there's not an anomalous trough, there's no blue colours, I think, again, we're probably generally running in areas of low pressure underneath. All of this yellow, all of these areas of high pressure are sitting to the north of the country. So once again, reading between the lines, the charts themselves don't look all that bad for August or September, but reading between the lines, I don't think they're great. Again, have a look at temperature precipitation anomalies that correspond with this. I mean, a big change as we get through to October, and now we're in the realm of really don't take seriously, pinch of salt needed just for fun, all of that. But this is what it is showing for October. The chart is there, so I was going to show you it, but it's showing low pressure coming back from the Atlantic. The flow goes westerly, strengthens the jet stream, probably bringing in quite deep areas of low pressure from around Iceland this time. All that northern blocking is going away. So the jet stream is actually probably coming north, as ridge will be building somewhere around there and there. And it's basically a westerly October with bands of rain coming in. And, well, by the time you get to October, you, of course, have to start thinking about gales as well. But that is so far away, it's not to be relied upon by any means. Okay, let's have a look at the temperature and precipitation charts that correspond with this. And we start off in May. The temperature anomaly for May is coming out around average here across the country in those white colours. Certainly no suggestion of any particular warmth across the country. That's quite a surprise, because we are having a very warm April. And normally when you get a month like that that's very warm, what CFS V2 wants to do, it tries to extend it out beyond the month. So normally you would expect this to be looking really quite warm as CFS V2 sort of extends April's warmth out into May. But no, it's not doing it, at least not yet. It may do as we get later on into April, but so far the anomaly is coming out very much near normal, as is for most of Europe. No real suggestion of any warmth in particular, any warm anomalies anyway, across Europe. In contrast to June, and we bring a lot of above average temperatures here into the north and east Europe. Remember, for June we've got that big ridge sitting up over Scandinavia, so that's why that's happening. The flow around that is going like that, so dragging the air up from the south from the Mediterranean. It warms up most of Europe, but for us we've got a complicating fact. We've got low pressure around Iceland and out into the Atlantic. So as I say, it's a bit of a battleground UK type signal for June. Whether the low pressure in the Atlantic or the high pressure over Scandinavia is the driver. And although potential anomaly again for us is coming out around average, I wouldn't be ruling out the chance of it being significantly warmer than that shows for June, because I think you could get a lot of southerly influences, albeit probably breaking down into thunder fairly rapidly as those areas of low pressure destabilise the atmosphere with the warmth. But nevertheless, I think June could be warmer than that is showing, and based on the 700 millibar high numbers, I think June could have the best prospect, really, of a warmer than average month this summer. Now, for July, it's colder than average being signalled, and I'm not surprised at that, because remember, we've got an area of low pressure parked right over the top of the country, and the flow is coming in off the Atlantic. So, yeah, no surprise, it's a westerly July with low pressure over the country. You would expect a colder, or cooler anyway, than average month. For August, again, the signal is cooler than average, and I think for August, we've got all of this blocking sitting up here and up here. So, for August, the jet stream is sort of going, if anything like that, it's probably going to the south of us. So again, average, cooler than average, not a surprise for August. It's not a great summer, you have to say, if CFSB2 is right with this signal. And it goes on into September. For September, again, we've got all the high pressure up here and up here as well. The jet stream coming through the country underneath that high pressure. By the time you get through to September, you can start to think about more easterly influences, perhaps. So probably not as wet or as chilly, but overall not a great signal for September either. And then for October, the signal goes average, and remember, we've got the strengthening sort of westerlies in October as the north blocking goes away. I have all these areas of low pressure up to the north. The flow goes something like that. It could be a relatively mild month in October with the weather driving in off the Atlantic, but again, this is 6 months away, and we're just sort of in the realm of speculation, just for fun. Don't take that too seriously. Finally, have a look at the precipitation anomalies for the coming 6 months. When you see that May is seems to be drier than average, so not too bad actually for May in terms of the precipitation. A lot of dry weather being signalled there. May's always been a funny one. It's been a very odd sort of signal on all the months that we've done the CFS 6 months look ahead over the past few months. Man, it's always been an odd signal. Never really been able to pin it down, and that's sort of going on actually. I'm finding it a bit difficult about the first month ahead. The signal really is quite odd for May. But anyway, it's coming out with a drive and average signal, so that would go along with April, and although the temperature anomaly at the moment is showing around average, we may be able to increase that to above average. We'll have to see in a week or two. Let's go through into June. The precipitation anomaly is coming out about average. Notice it's a bit wetter though out in the Atlantic. That's because the westerlies are sort of strengthening a little bit, although being held off to some degree by the high pressure sitting to the northeast. So it's not a wet month, but again, I think we are at risk for June, possibly bringing some thunder up from the south. And then, of course, for July, you would expect it, and it's happening. It goes wetter than average, significantly so. All parts of the UK and most parts of Europe going at wetter than average for July. That's a very, very poor month being seen there. Jet stream running through like that. That really isn't great for July. Let's hope it's wrong and we managed to get a fair, decent July. But the signal there from CFSB2 is very, very poor for July. And look at this, it goes on into August as well. Exceptionally wet there for August across France, and again, the reason that's happening is that we've got the high pressure up to the north. We've got driving average anomalies around Iceland, and they do extend in towards some western parts of Scotland, and they're also around Norway, so hints of high pressure up there. And the result of that is to send the jet stream a long, long way south. I mean, this is August, this is high summer, for the jet stream to be running through there. That really is very, very unusual. And, well, if the jet stream goes far enough south, we could come away with a dryish month. Not sure the temperatures will be doing that great because we're on the cool side of the jet, but it could be a dryish month. But overall, very poor signals there for July and for August. Let's hope for better as we go through to the summer update, which I'll be doing next week. I'll be doing the second summer update at Gazo this next Sunday, so do come back for that. We won't just look at CFS V2, we'll look at all the long-range seasonal models, and hopefully CFS V2 will be isolated in this idea that July, August are very poor. Going through to September just for fun, and again wetter than average for France, drier than average for the north, near normal elsewhere. Again, we've got quite a bit of northern blocking up to the north of the country. The jet stream is on a southerly track, although things are drying out as we go through in September, so maybe improvements there as we go through September. As you know, September tends to be a very summery month, and maybe that'll happen this year. And then finally for October, the anomaly comes out. It comes out near normal, a bit wetter in the west. But westerlies are strengthening in October as we sort of start to get the first Atlantic storms. But it's just for fun. So, to sum it all up, well, not a great summer by any means being signalled here by the CFS V2. May and June, probably the best of it. Actually, certainly in terms of dryness for May, that looks okay. Temperature, not sure, but it may improve if we do get a dry month. We may come away with a warmer than average month. For June, well, a bit in between. Is it the low pressure in the Atlantic or the high pressure over Scandinavia driving things? If it's a battle, we'll get some southerly winds and we may get some warmth and some thunder. But then it all goes down the tubes big time as we get through to July and August. They really do look very poor on this month's update. Say we'll do the summer update next week, the second one. Let's hope that some of the other long-range models don't have this signal for a very poor July and August. Okay, that's it for now. Do next CFS 6 months look ahead. I'm going to put teeth in as soon as I finish. We'll do the next CFS 6 months look ahead next month in May, sorry, and that one will take us right way through to November. That's it for now. I'm going to go for a lie down. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.